down to this. It's the U.S. national champion, Charles Dunn. He snuck in at that 8th seed with this Fatigue Bravo list, taking on Grant Strom with the Dromai Ash artist list that just absolutely slapped around to Tekla-Vossen. So we're going to wait and see. This is the moment. Can the up-and-comer take down the champ with a very, not necessarily the most red line list we've seen recently with these Dromai decks, but the Ghostly Touch, the Passing Mirages, are they going to be able to do so? Charles Dunn representing that AB2. That really shows you what kind of game plan Charles is bringing in. AB2 plus the Anathos here. That's going to make it challenging for Grant to find the damage.
Yeah, it is. Charles is prepared. He understood the assignment, and it was to, no matter who the opponent was, make sure they couldn't do what they want to do, and he's just going to stuff them full of fatigue. Let's zoom in here. Enhance.
Time to go to work. Who's on the play here? Looks like Charles is not taking up his tunic, which means it's time for Grant to begin the game. Let's see. It's all smiles now, folks, but it's going to be a long one. Settle in.
Yeah, we're already 54 minutes in. Oh. It's been crazy. They're still at 40-40.
Go ahead and crack the gold. First action of our finals here.
What? That's crazy. He does that first turn.
Going to go ahead and pitch the Tomultai away immediately, so that'll be right there for the second cycle. Rake the Ember's going to come down, make 2 Ashwings. Or to make all 3 because we've started with the 2 off of the gold token, the 2 Ash that is. Card for the Arsenal. Charles going to go ahead and Sigil of Solace. Go on up to 43.
Charles is running the Imperial Warhorn, though, which will be interested.
Now, Grant, from what I understand, sometimes these Dromai decks, a good thing that they try to do is they try to basically set up a Tomultai and then Remembrance back in that Tomultai to go for 2 Tomultais in the game. But he just put that Tomultai to the bottom of the deck, so that's probably not going to be as impactful early if we want to try to work through the Arcane barrier on those Null Rune boots and Null Rune gloves. Go ahead and pitch a red into the Ender Eye.
I feel like that'd be a very good thing to try to do right now.
Yeah.
Because he also has a Remembrance.
There's a wait, yeah, he just immediately drew the Remembrance, so we're not going to be able to see those cards together for some time. It's going to be Ender Eye.
That's very curious.
And it looks like just a dust up here to follow, so here's 4 damage. Not having to think about the Phantasm. Looks like this is just a blue dust up. I was trying to look. I was looking at the wrong list here. Yeah, this is, I think, just a blue dust up. Just going to get a nice little block for 2. Tear Asunder. Get ahead in front of it. Time for Charles to take up that tunic.
Yeah, blue dust up good. It's a good resource card, and it's also annoying to have to block it. And it's important to block it because of its hit effect. So it puts in work for being kind of a weird card. And here we go. Swinging this hammer.
Yeah, hammer going to go ahead. Utilizing 2 cards in the pitch zone. Anathos so effective at clearing those big dragons.
Wise Wolf asking, why 2 Null Rune?
Why 2 Null Rune? Because Charles Dunn doesn't want to be caught with his boots down, using his Null Rune gloves to something like a Tomultai, and then watching his life total slowly dwindle away to cards like Burn Them All and Asvalai. Charles really showing, I am here to outlast you. I'm going to run you entirely out of threats, and I'm going to make sure there is no way for you to close this game out whatsoever. I have poppers. I have some Go Again in some of my Enlightened Strike cards into, the Anathos, and I have all the poppers you could ever imagine, including, I'm assuming, the new popper. Is he even playing it? No, he's not even playing the Thunk. No, he's playing even more fatiguey than playing those new blue 6s out of heavy hitters.
I don't think he has any new cards in this deck.
No, not a single one. Not a single new card.
Don't need them. I was good.
Not even playing. He's not even playing the new gloves. Showing that some strategies stand the test of time.
Yeah, very interesting that he just pitched that Tomultai. Maybe he recognized that wasn't the strategy, but
yeah, he's figuring out his own game plan. Charles here just gonna every turn go ahead and pitch into that hammer.
What are you doing now?
Tome of Imperial Flame. We're going to draw 2 cards. We have our arsenal as well set up if we are Grant, so this should be a pretty big turn. The question is, how is Charles going to be able to stop it utilizing those poppers in his hand?
Well, if it's anything like last game, he'll just draw all the Mirages right in a good order, so he's constantly preventing Phantasm popping. But we'll see. It's not always that easy. Uvia's in his hand, though. That's a good one. Get these annoying little ash wings everywhere.
So Grant really going to have to try to kind of whittle down Charles's life and then swing in huge to finish out the game. One thing I do want to bring some attention to, does he have? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, so he's got 2 Dust of the Chrome Caverns in this list. That's something we're going to have to be watching. If end of the game he's able to attack with a couple Chromeyes that don't have Phantasm because they have that Ash under them, if that's part of his game plan, utilizing multiple action points and then coming in with something like a Ghostly Touch to end the game. But we don't have a Dust out there already. This is just going to be a Chromeye coming in and make the action point upon attack.
Yeah, this Dust will be really good in this matchup. Of course, you have to wait for that to happen, and they are actions that don't have Go again, I believe. So take a little bit of setup, and, you know, sometimes they're just at the bottom of the deck, unfortunately.
All right, Buckling Blow here, going to go ahead and eat up that Chromeye.
Second action point from Dromai coming in, and it's just a CNC.
Yeah, which is nice. You know, this is the type of game and the type of deck that you could catch Charles on a hand that really just doesn't have a good way to block out a CNC with a lot of defense reactions in the hand. Unfortunately for Grant here, I'm not sure that is going to be the case. But Charles is thinking about having to just throw that Crown of Providence in front of the CNC right away. Does have a lot of cards in his hands that block for 3, however. So could just put a couple things in front of this and keep what I believe is a staunch response in the arsenal nice and safe and sound. We're going to go ahead and put the crown, so that's a one-time use effect. CNC threatened the arsenal enough. 4 damage going to get across. Charles Dunn hitting all the way down to 39.
Wild.
Huge hits being thrown by both players.
This, I was looking at Charles Dunn's deck. He does have, let's see, 3 Oasis Respite, 3 Sigil of Solace. So, ostensibly speaking, his life is plus 13? No, 12. Plus 12. So he has 52 life, if you want to count it that way.
Charles here just once again clearing a little dragon.
Little smash. You see that dragon? I hit it with my hammer. You see that dragon? I hit it with my hammer.
Also, on both of these last couple turns, pitching a crippling crush to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, that. Let's find out if that's meaningful later. Check back in 33 and a half minutes.
33. Check back in 58 minutes.
No.
Ooh, a Dust of the Chrome Caverns going to go ahead and be established, and I believe a Chromeye is headed to the arsenal as well.
Nice.
So let's see how Charles wants to utilize his hand here. He might be just being able to going to go ahead and just pitch the Terror Center into the Bravo ability. And throw the Anathos.
I was like, he's going to attack?
No, we're just throwing in the Anathos because we don't have the tectonic plating available to us to give us a resource for the pitch.
Just pitching down more cards so that we can draw other cards.
Just taking care of the Necria here. Dust of the Chrome Caverns, technically an Ash that you can target, but if you target it with Invoke Chromeye, no Phantasm on the Chromeye. And now it's time, once more, 2 cards from the Tome of Imperial Flame here.
Is that the only fancy dust that he has?
Yeah, it's the only dust, I believe.
Yeah.
This is going to now be...
That good dust.
Yeah, this is now 2 Cadaverous Contrabands pitched for second cycle as well for Grant. How does he want to utilize the Ash, the resources?
Dragons, probably.
Probably dragons. And it looks like he's going to be able to develop both a Miragai, and if he wishes to, a Chromeye as well. But the question is, does he want to kind of throw all of his...
Oh, and here we go.
Yes, and he does. He's going to go ahead and put the Chromeye on the dust immediately, so not even necessarily setting up for the quote-unquote late game. He just wants to put it out here. So we've got a Chromeye with no Phantasm. We've got a Miragai with no Phantasm. So here's the Miragai first. This is 2, no Phantasm.
It's pretty good. He's also got a Cadaver's Contraband in hand, so he could potentially end this turn by just recycling one of his dragons as well, ensuring that this game goes even longer.
And look at that. Charles just taking all 5 of this damage, saying, listen, I'm going to see what you follow with this turn. Pitch. Looks like this is going to go into the Flamescale Furnace, into the Cadaver's Contraband. So here's 6, and once again threatening to put something like the Tome of the Imperial Flame, or maybe something like the Invoke Dromai back on top of the deck. Charles will be able.
3 Cadaver's Contrabands on the table right now.
2 in the pitch, 1 on the field.
Telling you, once that deck is sorted, it's really hard to get it back to random.
I kind of like Grant's, all sideways style. We've got the pitch 2 to the side.
It's disgusting.
You don't like it? Good God, man. How do you really feel?
There are rules.
I feel like that might be nice. Like you just flip them over, just grab the deck, just bop, bop, slide it on top.
I don't know. It takes up a lot of space. My mats have zones on them.
Ooh, look at that. We're going to make a Seismic Surge tank to the Unity off of the Starstruck here.
Starstruck, look at that. He saw Bravo, and he was starstruck.
Yeah. And with the second action point off of the Dromai, able to establish a Passing Mirage. So Grant here has a Dromai on the dust, has a Miragai, and a Passing Mirage established. The question is, it looks like there is an E-Strike and 1 card left in hand for our Charles. So only one thing is going to get dealt with on this turn. What's it going to be?
Dromais only want one thing, and it's disgusting. It's to remove Phantasm from their fake dragons, making them real dragons.
Oh, and look at this E-Strike in the arsenal here. That's going to go ahead and clear off the Miragai, and then it looks like if we have a blue, that might be just enough to take care of the Dromai as well. Yep, so all that work, whole lot of dragons on the field that work so well together.
But Charles is down to 34, so he's got to be feeling the heat at this point.
Yep. For sure, really
sweating. I could see
close to death is this one. Passing Mirage is an important piece. Have we been seeing the? We haven't been seeing much Phantasm pop, if any, because the Ghostly Touch still sitting at 0 counters. There's another Dromai just.
No, I mean that's a big part of the kind of Bravo anti-Ghostly Visit plan is to just kill the dragons with attacks and Anothos. So it's usually harder to get that going up.
Charles here saying no block, taking the 3, popping 1.
Will he do it? There we go. We get our first Ghostly hand counter.
See, how does he want to utilize this next action point? It's going to be just a dust up.
I love that Ghostly Visit is just a black and white card.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so cool.
Pitch into the Flamescale Furnace. Make another Ash. Arsenal a card. Passing Mirage and a Dromai, 2 things we have to deal with now for Charles. Falling down to 31, so hey.
Oh.
Only a couple cards left in hand. Hammer, take care of the Dromai.
He's still got 2 Sigils and 3 Oasis for Spines.
I don't want to hear it. Keeping the card in hand, so if you're Grant, you have to imagine that has to be a pop, or else why would you not just go ahead and throw that into the arsenal? But first, it's going to be an Asvalai. No Phantasm thanks to the Passing Mirage. And let's see how exactly Grant wants to go about this. It's going to be 2 and 1 Arcane to start. 1 Arcane. We do have the Tunic. It's going to go ahead and get pitched into the Null Rune.
I'm still wondering why Grant didn't play that Tumultine.
Hey, I mean, he's gotten Charles down to 29 so far. Getting to play a Rabble now. This is an attack that can't just be popped. Here's 4 more damage.
No Phantasm on this Rabble.
No Phantasm on this Rabble whatsoever. I mean, I think if you're Grant, you're feeling okay. You have Passing Mirage. You have multiple Ash Wings. You've got an Asvalai. Charles is already down to 29.
He's been able to do a lot so far. You know, getting that dust early was helpful. You know, having multiple Phantasm removers, and then, oh yeah, let's just do that again. This Ravenous Rabble was good. Play it twice.
Wow, and Charles just going down to 24 here. I think he has a Remembrance in his hand, but again, if you're Grant, you're getting your opponent to significantly have to respect you know, the damage that you're throwing down. Here's 4 more damage from a Dust Up threatening an Ash and an Ash Wing. I didn't expect Charles to be at 24 at this point in the game. I'm going to be completely honest.
13 minutes in, we might set a record for a fatigue match.
He's just going to go ahead and block 1, take 1. We're going to trigger and make a 5th Ashwing here. Charles down all the way down to 23. Grant doing this off the back of some really nice early draws off these Phantasm Stoppers. Let's see, Charles Dunn probably just going to go ahead and take care of the Passing Mirage immediately.
See that first burn them all, I think, coming into hand. We got a Dominia and a Kyloria. So this turn could be very, very interesting for Mr. Grant Strom. I would keep wanting to say Storm. Grant Storm. Strom.
All right, we're going to go ahead and first.
What's he going to do? He's going to pitch.
You're
supposed to play the card first. You're not allowed to pitch to nothing.
Got to burn them all here.
Is Dromai back, you guys? I don't know. What do you think, chat? Is Dromai back?
Not just you guys. You guys.
You guys.
You guys.
He's also yelling it and questioning, so.
Can you go ahead and pitch 1 into an Invoke Kyloria. Get the fancy Treasure 11 Dragon.
Yeah, good answer. I don't think Dromai ever left.
It's like that meme, you know? It was Dromai the whole time.
No.
Always has been.
No. Tell Roger Bodie Dromai is back.
Grant has how many minutes of Flesh and Blood has Grant played without taking a point of damage in his last 2 rounds? I mean, he's been sitting at 40 for 2 games.
Let's see. I think we're at 75.
Now look at this. This is an awkward little thing for Charles here. He's got to figure out a way to deal with the CNC with 2 D reaction hands. So most likely going to have to pitch 1 into the Oasis Respite and block with a card. Not the worst thing in the world, but with a handful of D reaction and D reaction arsenal, and your Crown of Providence already dealt with.
Yeah, very, very cool play from Grant here, allowing himself to play the 2 dragons, hopefully keeping 1 after Charles's turn, and I think after he sees what Charles is going to have to do here, he might even have 2 dragons left.
Yeah, well, because I don't think Charles is going to be left with anything in hand that can do anything, because he's going to have to block with a card. He's going to have to. Oh, it's not this. It's not the Staunch in their arsenal anymore. It's in Remembrance, so not nearly as scary with that Command and Conquer. We're just going to put 3 poppers right on back into the deck.
Oh boy.
No, not that popper. This blue popper works better for me. Yes, thank you very much. 3 blue poppers right back into the deck. CNC certainly less threatening now, but still no defense reactions can be played to this. So if Charles wants to not take 3 points of damage, he's going to have to pitch 1 into that Oasis Respite. Probably happy to do so because, again, not doing anything with all those red cards in his hand.
Grant is not impressed.
Poor Connor is so tired. Fighting for his life. Yeah, he's like, oh, dude, tell me about it.
He played Remembrance already? Oh, my God. Oh,
Yeah.
God. And Oasis Respite? Oh, my God.
So we're going to gain 1, take 2, so a grand total of 1 damage off of that CNC. And now let's see. I don't think we have a blue, so not going to send the E-Strike. We're just going to arsenal the E-Strike, say, I don't care if you got Kyloria, I don't care if you have an Asvalai.
Yeah,
Show me that you can do this without Phantasm, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, that was a really strong play from Grant, I think. You know, being patient, setting it up, playing for the next turn, really going to be able to present a very scary board here in just a second. We got Burn Them All coming out. Charles does have extra Arcane Barrier, but it does pressure his hand a little bit, which will make blocking the forthcoming onslaught of dragons a little bit harder.
Yeah. Now, something we do have to keep in mind is that we are starting the Burn Them All train now, right? So, like, choo-choo. Yep. That was the response. That was the response I needed. That was that hard-hitting analysis I was looking for. We're pitching now into the Miraging Metamorph. This is just a 1 for 7. No yes, Phantasm, but no go again here. But just saying, here's 7 damage. If you pop it, I get a second Burn Them All.
That's pretty neat. What's he got? He's got a defense reaction.
Got defense reaction, got a 3-block, but if that 3-block is a 6-power attack, it's going to trigger the Phantasm before the defense reaction can even be played.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to have to pop it here. He's going to make a second burn them all.
Oh, let's go.
And it puts only that second counter on the Ghostly Touch, but that's pretty amazing. Let's see, how do we represent? This is the first time I've actually seen a Burn Them All be created off a Miraging Metamorph. I've never actually seen it happen.
Yeah, I know. That card usually just says, I take 7 damage.
Yeah, those are all Spectral Shields, brother. That's a Frozen token. Oh, where's that coming? Let's go!
That's called product placement, baby. Yes, thank you, Connor. What a good choice for card backs right there. Shout out to me and the Deck Action Podcast.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and banish. Now, here's the thing. How long is he going to be able to keep those 2 Burn Them Alls around? How many red cards do we have in the graveyard? Probably 1 million.
Exactly 1 million, because Dromai can run up to 1,000,001 cards in their deck. That's wild, though. Miraging Metamorph, what a card.
All righty, Charles here. Which of these threats is he going to try to deal with? Hammer just straight into the Kyloria. Hammer for 4, taken down. Madame Loria. Got a Passing Mirage in the hand for Grant. Dust up, Fate Foreseen. Charles Dunn has kind of stabilized at 22 for quite some time. Both players battled so long to get here. This is the finals. We're going to go ahead and break. Ooh, we're breaking our boots right now. Mage Master boots just to throw down the Passing Mirage. This is a huge, huge turning point in the game because at this point moving forward, you're not going to have that available for you for like a late game kill. Grant saying, I need to put the pressure on now. Here's Invoke Themai. Going to go ahead and make another big old dragon. 3 attack, 4 health, 2 Asvalize, and a Burn Them All. We're going to, I think, just try to push a bunch of arcane damage.
And that prevents defense reactions, right?
Yeah, if cards can't be played.
Can't play it.
Absolutely.
Pretty good in this matchup right here. What do you think of that, Charles Dunn? He says, it's fine. Let me just do my calculations. I can block with these cards. It's all good. It's all good out here.
So, did he activate an attack, or is he still thinking? Looks like.
I believe he was taking.
Oh, he's responding to the Themai by activating Tunic, most likely, before the Themai resolves.
Yep. Because he's just that good. He knows. He's like, I need to do this now. It's my last chance. Right? Because it prevents that too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, any instance.
I hate Themai.
You're just a hater, bro. You're just out here hating these cards.
Look,
what
I'm
cards
out
do you
here
like?
The cards that I play.
Which cards?
A bunch of Kano cards are really cool.
You'd like Kano cards?
Yeah, I love Kano cards.
You're like, oh, I hate this 0-4 attack reaction. I love the Wildfire though. That card's fun. That card's sick.
The card is sick.
It is sick. It's totally sick.
Snapback's a good card. Sonic Boom, that's a good card. Let's just have some fun and see what happens. Themai's like, let's stop having fun now.
Yeah.
Everyone hang on. I'm a Hall Monitor Dragon. It's from Solana, so you know it's Buzzkill.
All right, so let's see. This attack did not have Phantasm. That was a popper heading into the Themai here.
Yeah, if Grant doesn't take a single point of damage in the last 2 games of the top,
he has yet to. It has been like 60 to 70 minutes of Flesh and Blood before, and Grant has taken no damage whatsoever. That one's going to buy a popper, however. Time for a bunch more counters to be placed onto those 2 Burn Them Alls. That is going to burn through the graveyard pretty quickly.
It is. That definitely accelerates the removal of those red cards. He does have quite a lot. I believe there's 63 total in his deck, at least on his deck list. Not sure if he sides in more cards for this matchup. He might just dump everything in and go for it. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes you're better off with the tight 60 and Remembrance. He's also got those Cadaverous Contrabands. Curious if he tries to save or I guess, yeah, I mean, that's also something he's got to think about, because if he has cards like Remembrance and Cadaverous Contraband, he has to be selecting cards that he doesn't want to have to recur later on, because you banish those and you can no longer use those effects on those cards.
All right, Tome of Imperial Flame here. Counting the graveyard, seeing how many red cards are left.
That's his banish. Wait, is that his banish?
I think that's his graveyard. I think he's representing his banish up top. He's doing everything in ways you don't like. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Me and Grant are going to have a heart-to-heart after this.
Because that's the Passing Mirage, so I think the Passing Mirage is there from the last turn.
Oh, my God.
I know. So 2 cards need to be pitched now, immediately. And have all the ash we could ever dream of if we're Grant here.
Immediately, Grant. He said immediately. Pitch it now. Don't think, just pitch it.
Don't think, just pitch. All right, looks like, dust from the Chrome Caverns and an Enlightened Strike, interestingly enough, heading to the bottom. 2 float. On another Passing Mirage.
Yep.
That's going to be a Rake the Embers, make as many Ashwings as you could possibly dream of. And by that, I do mean just 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we dream big, but not too big.
Yeah, here's 7 Ashwings now on the beat field. 2 Asvali, 1 Themai. Now let's see how exactly Grant, if you just play that Passing Mirage, you're just leaving it out to die. So we're going to go Invoke Kyloria. So it looks like there's no Phantasm Prevention on this turn. So how exactly do you want to try to move through it? If you're Grant, do you try to get all of the arcane damage stacked up at once with the Asvalis? He's a whole lot of dragons. Charles is like, dude, what am I supposed to do with all these dragons? All right, Grant, what's your attack? Charles looking at this. He can't play defense reactions. Looks like, I think that is just a CNC in the hand. So the first thing that attacks with will be getting popped.
He's going to play like a dust up or something.
It's like you want to get the arcane damage through while you have the Asvalis out
true.
there, while you have the 2 Burn Them Alls hanging out.
Yeah, he's about to burn.
He's just going to go ahead and play the Passing Mirage here. So that's the 3rd and final Passing Mirage. He's looking for something like a Mirror Guy, looking for something like a Chromai to try to turn on the turn from here.
When does Bravo try to start trying to smash face? With this deck, the last possible second.
The other thing about just playing the Passing Mirage is you once again have to throw the hammer into the Passing Mirage, and that leaves the Themai out there. So any defense reactions drawn for Charles are just, incredibly less effective, and certainly they really just clog up the hand. These Sync Belows and these Fate Foreseen for Grant, I wonder if they're going to come back to bite him at the end of the game as they clog up his hands. As Charles is not going to be doing really any attacking in this game. Charles is really just attack and dragon pass, clear a dragon pass. He's going to run you entirely out of threats. But there's the Mirror Guy.
There it is, folks. Behold.
So that means we're going to get to attack. No Phantasm, some arcane damage as well.
I have to zoom out on this camera to be able to see this board state.
Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah, Charles is playing an interesting form of this game where he's going to deck check you 1 card at a time over 60 minutes.
Yeah, all right, Uvia.
Another Uvia.
Coming down. That means another Ashwing can be created.
He's got 6 ash, so he can do this for a while.
All right, so let's see. What are we going to attack with? Is it going to be the Kyloria, no Phantasm, to try to threaten the Breakpoint and the 2 Arcane, try to threaten the draw a card? The Asvalis here are going to throw more Arcane. It is going to be the Kyloria, so you're saying I want a card, and you have to give me cards from your hand for this 2 Arcane damage in each an instance of 1.
And no
D-Reacts. Yeah, no D-Reacts.
Don't even think about it.
So there's no way to cover up this Kyloria with not just 1 card. You can't play those D-Reacts thanks to the Themai. So Grant, he's putting up a fight, man.
He is, I mean, obviously he's the only one fighting in this thing, it seems like.
Exactly. He hasn't taken a point of damage in 90 minutes.
This is like pacifist Bravo right here. That's, fatigue is just another word for pacifism. He was like, I actually will win this fight by not fighting, and you will just get tired and fall down.
Charles really has to think here. This Mirror Guy, another must-kill target. It means you got to keep a blue in the hand. What does he have? Did he find one? Yeah, he's got a blue disable, got a blue hold the line. So that Mirror Guy is saying goodbye no matter what. But the thing is, how do you try to block it out? You have to give 2 cards. You're also dealing with arcane damage as well. It looks like he's going to try to just put 2 cards. Did they trigger the Arcane? I think he should have gone from 21 to 19. Yeah, 21 to 19. And then now it's just Ashwings. And that's going to buy the blue disable, which leaving us the blue hold the line in the hand to take out the Passing Mirage. So not the Passing Mirage, the Mirror Guy. The question is, how many more Phantasm Prevention effects is Grant going to be able to find? And how many more red cards are left for these 2 Burn Them Alls? It's going to be eating 8 cards. If you want to remembrance some cards back in, they need to be in the graveyard when you play that remembrance.
Yeah, that's how that card works. Reading the card explains the card. Whew. That's a lot of stuff he's about to banish.
How you feeling, Colin?
I feel so good.
Feel great?
Fucking fantastic.
Okay. Heard. All right. This is going to be just the Anathos coming in, taking care of the Mirror Guy.
What card did he pitch?
Hold the line.
Oh, okay.
Blue hold the line.
Yeah, I thought it was that.
Another Mirror Guy and another Themai.
Oh my god.
For Mr. Grant here.
Hits keep on coming.
Let's keep on coming. Only 3 Ash now because we're losing 1 to the Uvia. Oh, good. We're hearing from our producer that down there in the feature match, vibes immaculate. Everybody's chatting. Everybody's hanging out. They don't care about us in the booth. They know it's untimed. They know that they can just literally play until anything happens. This Mirage guy is now once again going to threaten a draw thanks to the Kyloria. Let's see. We have a hold the line being pitched for the 2 Arcane. Float the 1. 2 sigils in hand. 2 sigils in hand. There's no popper in this hand.
And he can't play the sigils, right?
He can't play them. This is a Warmonger's Diplomacy. He has no poppers on this hand. He has a defense reaction. I think he's got to be in his arsenal. He can't play the sigils either. This whole board of damage is going to be coming through. Oh my gosh.
How much does Azvalite do?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
We got
1, 2, 3, 4 from the Kyloria. We have 8 from the Ashwings. We have
12.
2, 3, 6 from each. Is it 6?
18.
3? 4?
I
That's
think
enough.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This might be the end of the game.
Let's go.
There's no way, right?
I don't think
There's no way after 30 minutes it's about to just be over.
Yeah, you thought this was fatigue. It's also just stomped by dragons. Wow. Whoa, that was crazy. That's crazy. What a terrible hand to draw.
Wait, there's no way, right?
I don't think so. But Grant has to find out the hard way. And will he try to do something silly like play patiently?
You got it, dude. Throw the hand, bro. Throw the hand, Grant. You have the game. If you just start swinging with dragons, E-Strike, this is going to be go again, most likely.
It better be. Oh, man, he is thinking about it. Charles is trying not to give too much away in his face, but his face is bad right now. He looks a little downhearted.
Oh, my gosh, Grant. For all of us players out there who want to see the fatigue deck fall, please throw your hand. Please attack with your dragon. I give it down. There are 3 doors between us and them.
Yeah, no, there's one and then a big door that goes through an open space.
Okay, let's see. Here's an E-Strike. Here's an E-Strike. Let's see how Charles plays this down here. Oh, come on, Grant. I mean, he's gonna attack with the Ashwings no matter what, right? You
Yeah,
have
he's
to start
going to
with
poke
the
with
Ashwings.
one. Yeah,
The
he'll poke with
thing
one,
you
and
don't
when he
do-
doesn't do it, he goes, seriously? He
don't-
does have Tunic, though. He can block one more.
Yeah. So the question is, you don't just throw that. Don't just throw the dust up, brother. Please.
Remember, Grant is from San Diego. He's got that buff on him.
All right, Grant. Can you sniff it out? Charles has not been able to block with a popper yet. You have all these dragons on the field. Your Themai is turning those sigils into literal do-nothing cards. Just swing the Ashwing, my man. just swing. Just swing the Ashwing, brother.
Do it. Just find out.
I am begging you.
Find out.
I am begging you. Don't.
What is
no,
he?
No.
Is that a
It's a
dust
dust
up?
up. Don't play the dust up. Don't play the dust up.
No,
Attack with the Ashwing. Okay, another
You're
Thermite.
gonna play
Oh my
another
god,
Thermite.
this is another dragon. Oh my gosh. Come on, attack, my man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, I want to see Grant's face.
Okay.
He takes
one.
one.
Attack with another one.
Okay.
Okay, sure. He shrugs his shoulders. Charles is smiling, bro. He has a little smile on his face. He's just gonna go down to 5 here. Grant's like, okay.
If I attack with Kyloria, I can draw a
I
card.
think he's already attacked with Kyloria.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah. Attack with Themai. Attack with Themai. Great Charles says, yeah, sure. Take 3. Go to 2.
It's just the
Says
slowest.
attack with Asvali. Take 1. Block 1.
Take one.
Go to 1. Charles says attack with Asvali, and that's the game. 2 sigils in hand.
Oh,
He says, oh shit! The game is over. Grant Storm wins at 40 life. Charles done. He's got 2 completely do nothing cards in hand.
Oh my
The
God.
Themais, the Miragas came at the right time. That's the end of the game.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's
What?
not quite how I
The
saw that shake out.
Finals. Grant Strum, the people's champion, taking down the national champion. Dromai showing who can't convert. Grant can convert, taking down the AGE finals. Charles Dunn sneaking in at the 8th seed, but unable to finish the job. What a final game.
That's crazy. San Diego built different. We know that for sure.
Wow.